Hello and welcome to the Sound Lab podcast interviews unedited, and today, right now, is part one of our Slam Dunk Festival special. And on today's show we have interviews from Sublime, Taking Back Sunday, the Menzingers, Unpeople and Dead Pony. So without further ado, let's kick off with our first interview from Sublime. They've got a new record on the way and they've been releasing new music, and we had a chat with them all about it. So Sublime, how are you?
Good. Very well.
Yeah.
Good stuff. You are here at Slam Dunk Festival. How's your festival day been so far?
Killer.
It's been rather warm, which is very pleasant. Usually it's wet and gloomy.
Absolutely. But
outstanding.
Good. Yeah, are you hoping to catch any bands this weekend while you're here?
Yeah, it's lots of great bands are playing. Our friends at Goldfinger were up there a little bit ago, caught their set. They sound fucking awesome. These guys are pros. And yeah, should be a fun weekend.
Good. Yeah, no, for sure. And hopefully you'll be playing your new single that we've been playing, Can't Miss Ya. Tell us a bit about the single, first of all.
Yeah. We're just really happy with all this new material, man. Yeah, that one's it just feels good to start getting more stuff out, because we hear it for so long and sit on it, and then everyone else is brand new. So we're excited to see that people are excited.
Yeah, we might have to break some rules though, because they only gave us an hour. We got about 4.5 hours worth of music to play tonight, so it's going to be tricky. But Good Charlotte, they don't need to play tonight.
Yeah, come on, they'll understand. They'll get it.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
Can we get your approval on that?
You can have my approval.
So I'm going to tell them that
I said.
You said it. All right, cool. You heard that, folks.
It's all on me. I run this festival anyway, so it's fine.
Ah, perfect.
You're all good. Alternatively, you could go quadruple speed, get through them all.
I do have a double bass pedal.
That'd be killer.
You got more than 4 fingers, Eric?
I'm good at talking fast.
Good. Yeah, no, good. And the single's coming off your new record, coming out in August.
Yeah, man. I think Gangstalker's the next single. The record's coming out in June, and then we'll probably just keep pushing as hard as we can.
Yeah, good. How's it sounding, and what can we look forward to on the record?
Big, wide array of the different sounds that make up the band. We kept it classic, but there's some songs that are more punk rock, some that are more reggae and ska, some that are more hip hop leaning. So I think we covered all our bases, and we're really happy with it.
Good. The sound that you've made with the record, was it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of just how it turned out as you were writing it?
Both. Yeah, both.
Nice. Yeah, nice. And how does it sound compared to the music of yours that's come out in the past?
I like to think that it fits nicely within the canon of the Sublime sound. I think the fans will decide how they feel about it.
We use the same editing software, Eric and Bud.
Yeah, the EB software.
Nice. And I'd like to talk about the writing process as well. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
Well, we cut up a bunch of lyrics and we put them in the washing machine, and whatever comes out not running, we use.
Basically it. Yeah, messy and fun.
Sounds good. And obviously, is it quite a collaborative way of doing it, or is it quite individual when it comes to writing your parts?
A little bit of both, Sometimes we have songs and ideas and stuff, but once we get all, they don't really become songs until we're all in the room together, and that's kind of, they sort of grow from there.
Mm-hmm.
And make little tweaks and changes here, like on the spot. Run an idea through, and then hey, you know what? It would be cool if we did this here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And do you all kind of help each other with the individual parts, or is it quite kind of one lane, stick to your own sort of thing?
Nah, Jake jumps up on the drums and he's like, "Bud, you should play it like this."
I don't even think I can keep time on the drums, dude.
What's the stick for?
Yeah, exactly.
I can relate to that, don't worry.
Yeah.
And obviously, once you've finished here this weekend, I'm sure you'll be on the road a lot more. What's your plan for shows this year?
We have a lot of shows. We're playing pretty much every weekend for the rest of the year. Got shows back in the States. Tomorrow we're up north here, and then back to the States, and we have some shows down in San Diego, California, and Colorado, all over the States. Looking forward to next year, doing some more extraterrestrial shows. Mm-hmm. It's going to be out of this world.
Be out of this world, man.
Sounds good to me. And you've probably toured a lot of places by now, but is there anywhere you've not been to yet that you want to go and play at some point?
We want to come back here.
Papua New Guinea.
England.
Well, Europe for sure too. Yeah, I've been loving this vibe. Yeah. We played Holland, you know, and it was fans were amazing. They were so grateful and just they were starving for it. So cool, man. Shout out to the
Tahiti would be great, but I think that's like a vacation spot.
I want to go to Tahiti where the women wear no tops. That was Walter Matthau from the Bad News Bears.
Yeah. Sweet.
The original one, not the remix.
Let's go.
I've never heard someone answer Tahiti though, so it's an original answer and I love it.
We're originals.
Probably won't happen anytime soon.
You never know. Wishful thinking.
Yeah, Pacific Rim tour would be awesome.
And obviously, you guys have been around for many years. What's it like from looking back on the time when you started, knowing that you're still playing, still releasing music today?
You know, it's amazing. It's an incredible feeling. You know, our fans are the greatest. They're the craziest people in the world, and we love them. You know, if not for them, we wouldn't be able to be doing this here. And so, hats off to all of those crazy motherfuckers out there. So,
yeah, no.
I feel like we're the luckiest, man. That Jacob and continue on. You know, like it's fucking unreal.
yeah.
No, most definitely. And obviously, there was a bit of a break between this record and the past. What took you so
Just
long
a
to
wee
kind of,
bit.
What took you so long to kind of get you back into releasing music again?
Wait for the Mayan calendar to come up. We weren't sure.
Yeah, the Mayan calendar had to run out. We had to reset it.
Yeah, now the eons are set perfectly. The aeons. We're in the age of Aquarius now.
I don't know.
But Mercury's in Gatorade, that's for sure.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Sublime from Slam Dunk Festival just last weekend. Now, we are all over social media, so come and find us at The Sound Lab, yes, on all the socials. You can also check out the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk. So while you go and check us out on all the socials and give us some follows, of course, we've got our next interview from Taking Back Sunday. They were at Slam Dunk Festival last weekend, and we also had a little chat with them all about it. So, Taking Back Sunday, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for taking the time.
Pleasure's all mine. You are here at Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
Back again.
Yeah, they called and asked if we wanted to come back. We're like, for real? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be back?
Feels great. It's real cool too this time around because it's their 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It's also the 20-year anniversary of a record we have called Louder Now, and they asked if we would play it from front to back, being as the anniversaries, and so we're like, yes, we're gonna try it, and I'm real excited for it.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah. We've rehearsed a lot for it, and we have like Fred and John and Nathan, so it's like 3 guitar. Oh man, it's great. It's really great.
And obviously, when you first released the record 20 years ago, it probably wasn't in your mindset to play it in order. How's it sounding now
No,
you've got to
actually,
play
it
it in
was.
order? Go on.
There's like the sequencing of the record. I think is one of the most important parts. And same thing if you're making like a mixtape for somebody. It's got to move right. And so it actually feels really nice to be able to play it all the way through. When it first came out, we did. I think it was like we did it at a place or two in New York, and then in London also we were like smaller places, and we got to play it the whole way through. So I'm really excited to do it today on such a large stage.
Nice. And obviously today and tomorrow you're at Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
Are you catching any bands? Have you seen any yet, or are you wanting to
Yeah,
catch
well,
any?
we haven't had a chance to today, but we're very excited. Man, the lineup's great. There's like Dashboard, Menzingers, Bayside, and it's real cool. Like we start a tour with Bayside back home like 3 days after tomorrow. So that'll be awesome. It's like awesome to see them. Goldfinger, it's Sublime. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Great lineup.
It's a great lineup. It really is. And once you finish here this weekend, what's the plan next?
Well, so we go. We play Leeds tomorrow, Slam Dunk, and then we fly home. And 2 days later, we start a tour with Bayside.
Yeah, nice. And once that's over with, are you still in festival time, or are you going to be touring the rest of this year? What's kind of the mindset at the moment?
We'll be touring through the year, and then hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be able to come back here sometime in the early part of next year.
Nice. Sounds good to me. And
Yeah.
it's been a few years since the last record
Yeah.
came out. Where's your mind at with new music at the moment?
I'm the one that's like, guys, let's go to studio. Day up, let's go to studio. So there's a whole lot kicking around. We just got to put it together.
Yeah. How much have you got kind of ready to bring to the guys when the time comes?
It depends what day you ask me. So because sometimes I'm like, oh, this is terrible, and then other days I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. So, but today I'm feeling pretty good about things. So,
Good.
a whole lot, I guess.
Good. Sounds good. And I'd like to talk a bit about the writing process as well. So, for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
Well, the most typical way, it is someone will just come in with an idea, be it for like a riff or a part or like a melody, and then we'll all just start tossing it around the room to see where it goes, and that's one of the more fun parts when everybody's on the same page, because then you get to really like lean into what everybody does best. And I always like the point to where, because I'm always surprised, and that's why you keep doing it.
And when you get together and start working together on the tracks and things, how collaborative is it when
100%.
when you've got other people's like parts? Do you kind of cross over and say, "Oh, try this on guitar or on bass, or do this with the drums"? Do you kind of all work on everything together?
Yeah, like it's like real rare that anything. Even if someone comes in with a full idea, like front to back, totally fleshed out, it's very rare that it leaves sounding the same it did when it got there. So I like, like everybody throws a little bit, but which over the years we've been lucky enough to learn is like you just got to know when, like when to interject, because you also run the risk of kind of like knocking their train of thought off course, and you don't want to do that.
No, for sure. And is there any point when someone comes in with something that other guys don't like? Is there a nice way of telling them that we don't like it?
We're still working on that. But if you find out, if you could let us know, that'd be great. I think the like main thing is that we're all chasing the same dragon. And so long as you remember that, then it's good, because then you just know, like, oh, they're chasing the dragon. Let's do this together. Strength in numbers.
Absolutely. And obviously when you started releasing music all those years ago, the way you write and record is probably a lot different.
Yeah.
Are you liking the way that it is now, or do you kind of want to go back and do it how you kind of used to do it?
I think having options is nice, because then maybe, Wednesday you want to do it like you used to, but Thursday you want to do it like you could now, and you have that option. That's great. There's a great joy for me has been learning, because I went like on our off time, I went to school for like audio engineering, and so I just love that whole world and like the whole thing, and I don't know, it's some of my favorite stuff. I'm the luckiest guy you're ever going to meet. That's just what it comes down to. Yeah,
no, for sure. And we've spoken a bit about touring already, but there must be places you've not been to yet that you want to go and play. Where do you want to play that you haven't been to yet?
I would like to be able to spend more time in Europe. And two, one of the things that I really like about like this today, and then is getting able to see a little bit like outside of the cities. Because normally when we're touring, you just see kind of like a 4-block radius.
Yeah.
So, and it's beautiful and calming, and I like that.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Taking Back Sunday from Slam Dunk Festival last weekend. Now, we are also on Spotify with a fresh playlist. It brings you 150 brand new up-and-coming artists that we feel like you might just enjoy yourselves. And if you want to check that out, search Fresh by The Sound Lab on Spotify, or head to the website thesoundlabuk.co.uk and click on the Fresh playlist button. So while you go and do that, to listen to later on, of course, we've got our next interview from the Menzingers. Had a chat with them at Slam Dunk Festival last weekend, and this is what they had to say. So the Menzingers, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Not too bad. You are back at Slam Dunk Festival. How are you finding it?
Here we are. It's hot, it's fun. So many of our old friends are here. It's very exciting to be here at the first day, especially because everybody's still got that, that running excitement.
Yeah, nobody's passing out yet.
Yeah, somebody passed out by now, for sure. Yeah.
You'd have thought so. Someone forgot the water and the sun cream, I think.
Yeah.
Now, once you finish here this weekend, you've got a couple more festivals coming up. Tell us a bit about the plan for this year and show-wise.
Yeah, so we got a record coming out July 17th, day after my birthday. And we had just taken off a lot of time because Greg had a baby. It's wonderful. And it was the longest amount of time that we took off in maybe 15 years. So coming back in swinging to go back to the European festivals, which is one of our favorite things to do in the world, feels incredible. And now that we have a new album coming out, it's just like doing this all over again. Get to talk to people like yourself.
Absolutely.
It's really a wonderful, exciting time.
Yeah, we have a couple of the Warped Tour dates in the States after this, and then we come back to Europe for some festivals, Germany and surrounding areas for a little while, and then we do an album tour at the end of the year in the States. So
nice, nice and busy. And speaking of the album, we've been playing a single of yours called Chance Encounters.
Oh, all right.
Tell us a bit about the single, first of all.
Sure, yeah. So that song was an interesting representation of kind of writing the rest of the record. So it came out, we started sending each other like instrumentals and things like that. And I'd made a kind of a weirder, I don't know if I call it weird, wonky. Somebody said wonky this morning. I was like, that's an underused word. An electronic kind of thing, because I was walking through downtown in Center City, Philadelphia, and there was so much chaos. And I was like, that's a really crazy thing. Your attention's getting blasted all over the place. There's so many people. Set it over, and Greg wrote lyrics over it. And then we tried to beat that song into a rock song for the entirety of the writing process. And we wouldn't exactly quite fit. And then when we got to the studio, Will was basically said, just go in and smash it, just bang it out. And we were like, okay, let's do that. It ended up working out really, really well. And it's like an interesting kind of way that the song came about. And I know, Greg sings the song and wrote the lyrics, and it talks about how it's kind of about the chance encounters that we run into all through our lives, all these people that you just happen to meet that changes your life forever. And thinking about how that works in the present and the future and the past, and that, we put it out. And it's the first track on the new record, so we're like, all right, put that one out as a single.
Yeah, nice. And for the record, when it comes out, how's it sounding? Is it what you wanted, or is it kind of just how it turned out as you were writing and recording it?
That's an interesting question. So there's four of us, and we all kind of push and pull of what we want on the record and what we're going after and what we talk about. And this one definitely came out in the, as like, it's like four people making a cake at the same time. It came out very much what we wanted to. There's always a little bit of you that's like, okay, well, I wish I did it this way or that way. But you can think about that everything in your fucking life. There's no use to that. So I think it came out for me really, really well. It's hard to talk about the new record because you don't want to sound like you're selling it. It's the best thing we ever did. But it is up there, and it's one of my favorite records that we've ever done, for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. You see how it goes in stages. Like when you first start writing, we first start sending each other files of different things, and then we get in a room together, and then that's one iteration of it, and then you go into the studio, and then you fine tune it even more. So it's it's just this long process. And for us, between writing and recording an album, sometimes it's a 3-4 month process. So it takes a lot of shapes, but by the end, it's like exactly what you hope. Anyway, this one, I think it's exactly what you want it to be, because it's just, you have a lot of time to fine tune everything. And
nice. Good. And how does this record sound in comparison to all the records and the music of yours that's already out there?
I don't think it's like an insane sonic difference or anything. I think it's easy to say like, oh, this one sounds like this or that, but I think it's us, but it's us now. It's just it sounds like everything we've done in one, I guess. If that can explain.
For us, we're playing Slam Dunk. We've experienced an enormous amount of success. We're so fucking lucky. And there's definitely a formula that we could follow to make a record. It could be a Menzingers record. We're we need this kind of single, this kind of bullshit, whatever. And for us, it becomes very boring very quickly. We live in the same neighborhood as each other. When we're writing a record, we all go in every day. We treat it like, a bunch of fucking plumbers or something. And we're constantly challenging each other to be better and constantly learning new ways of writing and recording. So I think that definitely, at least not for the casual listener, for us it comes across. So we spent more time focusing on what the guitars are actually playing. I snuck a bunch of synths and shit on there too, so there's a little bit of that, but nothing like too big. So I think it would sound like the Menzingers but older.
Yeah. Nice. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto the record.
We recorded more than what made it onto the record.
So what happens to those now? Will we get to hear them, or is it?
Yeah, one of them's going to come out on this like really cool compilation that we get to be a part of, that we're really excited about in the States. And then the other two, you know, we've been bad historically with releasing the B-sides. You know, we don't want to underserve them and be like, oh, we need a song to put out so that more people come to our tour. Just put this one out. But yeah, it's hard to be strategic with it, especially in the age of like streaming. We're not going to put it on like a cool 7-inch, but we might. We did it last time, so they'll come out eventually.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Yeah. I'd like to talk a bit more about the writing process. So, how do tracks normally start off for you guys?
I mean, it can start off in so many different ways, which is probably not like the most concise answer, but it's, you know, it can start off from something maybe Tom or Greg brings to the table as far as like a chorus or a verse or something, or sometimes me and Eric, who plays bass, like we'll just start jamming on something from the top of our heads, and then that might turn into something, you know. So it's like it can really happen in a lot of different ways. I think like over the years too, where we've been better at just being like more confident to what we bring to the table, and you realize it doesn't have to be much, you know. It used to be like have to be this like fleshed out thing that you have, and then it's like 90% done, and then people just sprinkle on the rest. But I think it's like it can be anywhere from like extremely collaborative to like, oh, these guys have this chorus already, let's build it around that, or it's a lot of different ways.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna go full nerd and like, this song started this way, this song started this way.
Keep a log.
Yeah, so that the story that I tell myself is actually true, which is, I think for most people in their lives, not the case. But yeah, it typically starts out, I'd say most of the songs start out, Greg or I come up with a verse, chorus situation, throw something behind it, send it over to everybody, and then we beat it up in the room, you know? Yeah. This time, just like every other time that we've been writing, although we will get a spark of something just from jamming, and that's like why we have the coolest job on earth, because we get to just go in and play, you know? It's like, okay, well, what do we do? You go in, be like, start making a chord progression out of nowhere, or be like, I really liked this song, and this band did this thing that they normally don't do, and we'll be like, okay, well, we could try some kind of version of that, and then that eventually doesn't end up anything close to it, but inspires you to kind of work on something else. And while we're writing about the topics and what the lyrics we're going to do, that's the tough one, man, because we talk about it and come up with an idea that we want to, or some emotions that we want to get across, but we never have the vocabulary for it, and it just kind of reveals itself as the record goes on. And that happened this time, so.
And you talked about how collaborative it is. Do you still have influence on what other people are doing and playing? Like, influence on the drums?
You know, one way that we're always doing is we have like a non-verbal communication ability where everybody's chasing after this shit like an addict. You know, we're chasing after the moment where all four of us are really excited. So you could go in and somebody's playing something and nobody's really excited. Mm-hmm. There is like a way, you know, because we're so collaborative, there's a lot of people who like bands have a songwriter, and then they kind of dictate or give a guideline to everybody. And we have things like that, but while we're talking to each other, it's all more about, I need to come up with a part that makes everybody excited. Because very few times if you write something and you love it and two people don't, what are you gonna do? Convince them? You go some Inception, you know? Not gonna happen. So yeah, we're really good at chasing after that high.
Yeah, nice. And we spoke a bit about shows that's coming up. When are you hopefully going to be back over here?
I know when we're going to be back over here is next year. Yeah, nice. Early next year.
Is there anywhere you've not been to yet and played that you want to go and play at some point?
In the UK?
Anywhere.
Oh, anywhere? Yeah, tons. I want to hit all the Eastern European spots. You know, we've never been to Romania. There's other places in South America we've not been to that I really want to go to.
Yeah, Southeast Asia. Mm-hmm. As far as Asia goes, we've only done Japan, which was amazing. So I'd like to, you know, go more into that, like Indonesia and all that stuff. Yeah. I think it'd be really cool to get down there.
Maybe we'll play an acoustic show for the scientists at the Antarctic Research Station.
Yep.
You know, take that boat over from fucking South America.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with the Menzingers from Slam Dunk Festival just last weekend. Now, if you're loving all of today's interviews, then you can check them out once again in an edited form on our international radio show called Future Hits. It is a Slam Dunk Festival special this week with loads of new tunes as well. If you want to check that out, head to the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, click International Radio Shows, and you'll be able to find all our shows on there. So while you go and check out our Future Hits radio show, we've got our next interview from Unpeople. Had a chat with them all about new music and more, and this is what they had to say. So Unpeople, how are you?
Hello. Good. Very good.
Very good.
Very warm.
Yes.
Very warm.
It's very warm. But we like to complain about weather, don't we?
Of course.
Oh, if it was raining, everyone would be moaning anyway, and I'd much rather this than that. So
Yes.
It's the British way, isn't it?
It
Absolutely.
is. We've got to moan about the weather, don't we? And I think we moaned about the weather, was it 2,000 trees
2000
last
trees,
year?
yeah. Again, too hot.
It was too hot. Yeah.
That was hotter,
It was.
but this is still...
Too hot.
hot one.
Give me 20 degrees and some partial cloud cover, and I'll be
Exactly.
very, very happy.
I go to sunny places and hot places on holiday just so I can sit in the shade.
Exactly.
Perfect weather. Perfect weather. And aside from the weather, you've also started to release new music.
We have indeed.
Tell us a bit about the music that you've just started to release.
Well, for one, absolutely buzzing that it's out there. I've been working on it for a good old while, and the reception's been absolutely overwhelmingly banging so far. So cannot complain really. Looking forward to getting a few more little morsels out there.
Yeah, there's a few more things coming, maybe.
Nice.
But Cloud's been received super well. We love the song so much. It's nice that everyone else seems to love it as much as we do.
Seeing people sing the words back to us today for the first time was pretty special. So can't complain.
Nice, yeah, great to hear. And obviously, with one EP out there, I assume that we're going up to EP2, is it?
Well, one could assume many things.
Could be more, could be less, could be nothing. You know?
Could be more, could be less, could be nothing. There's definitely going to be some other songs though.
Yeah.
Or as you put it, morsels.
More morsels.
More morsels
Yeah.
will be put into the public realm in due time.
Absolutely.
Sounds like fun. And do you know the direction you're wanting to go with the music, like sound-wise and that side of things?
That bit of that really.
Yes.
Yeah, a bit of that.
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. Basically, just elaborating on what we've done before. People seem to be into it, so just try and do the same, but a bit better every time. Really, that's what we can strive to do. Yeah.
Broke, don't fix it.
Precisely.
Tweak it slightly.
Yeah, big time.
And do you know by now the sound that you guys want to go for and where you fit in the humongous rock spectrum, or is there still things you're trying just to see if they work for you?
I think for the most part, but what I love about, for me being in this band, what I love is that I think, then they say you could be the heaviest band at Kendall Calling, but the softest band at Bloodstock.
And that's a pretty good that works for me personally.
I love that we can kind of fit in a multitude of different spaces, and not everyone, a lot of people do seem to like it, which is all we can ask for, really.
Good. Yeah, no, for sure. And I'd like to talk a bit about the writing process as well.
Sure
so
thing.
for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
Normally it's kind of like a riff. 9 times out of 10 it's a riff. Me or Luke will come up with something and float it to everyone else, and then we'll start jamming it, building on it. And then 9 times out of 10 as well, Luke will sing a melody over the top of one of the riffs that we've come up with, and that will end up being the melody. The first thing that comes into his head sometimes is just you've just gone and done it. He's got such a good knack for it.
Incredible.
And then we tend to sort of build from there, and then what we did we've been recording some new stuff, we kind of got it to where it's feeling good in terms of structurally via a sort of laptop based demo, and then we like to play it in the room as much as we can, just to sort of be did everyone want that bit to go on twice as long? Yeah, right, cool, extend that, because you never know until you're playing it, and
You've got to feel it out, haven't you?
which we did. So we had a bit more of an opportunity to do that this time round as well. So it's been these songs have been tweaked to within an inch of their life. So
we're lucky that we had the time to do that as well, and now we can go into festival season all guns blazing.
Exactly, but that's normally it. Riff, and sometimes a melody or a lyric or something. But 9 times out of 10, riff, do another riff, find some nice chord progressions. Luke pulls beautiful melodies out of his backside, and we just go with it. And then we just layer harmonies.
We make the craziest bridge ever.
Yeah. And then normally right, how can we really stink this up in the middle? And I can just scream all over it while they're all singing like angels behind me. It's a beautiful thing. We're very chuffed.
And when you are writing all together, are you quite kind of in your own lane, or are you quite collaborative with what other people are doing to say, maybe try this on a part that you're not going to play yourself?
I think it is collaborative, but it's normally Luke and Jake coming in with the main the main ideas, but it will always be a thing where it's brought to the room. It's never just like, guys, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
It is a collaborative process in that sense, for sure.
Very much so.
Yeah, nice. And when there's something that maybe someone's brought to the table that you don't like, do you have a way of telling them nicely that you don't like it?
Honestly, I don't think we've actually had that yet. I mean, I personally have never had it. Everything that has been brought to my attention, I've been like, yep, that's insanely good. I want to be part of that.
Which is a very lucky position to be in, but we really do. We all sort of scrutinise everything and constantly be trying to think of the bigger picture. So, but yeah, I mean, if there is sections where we're like, oh, I don't think this is really doing it for me, like any one of us, there has been the odd thing where that's happened, but 9 times out of 10, we come up with a compromise, and it normally ends up being better than what we had before. Like we all like really band together and be like, right, what's the issue with this part? What do we want to do with it? How can we improve on it? And then then we go from there. That is a big part of the collaboration thing as well, is where it's like, if we're not quite set on a part, we'll just put it to the room. And like I said, sometimes it comes out better. So
good. Yeah, nice. And obviously you're here at Slam Dunk today and tomorrow. I think you've already played, is that right?
Yes.
How was it?
For me, it was actually maybe the best show I've ever played in my life.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is the first festival I ever came to in 2014 when All American Rejects were headlining. I was supposed to be studying for my GCSEs. I was like, bye.
Yep.
So yeah, it does feel very special. Like, this was the first festival I ever like got in a mosh pit or crowd surfed, and seeing people do that to our set is very, very full circle moment. Very, very happy.
Good. No, that's great to hear. And once you finish here this weekend, what's the plan next?
Leek Street, headline show at 26 Leek Street, which is sold out quite recently, which is very exciting.
All right.
And then crazy June, as we're now labelling it in the band, because I think we have maybe 4 days at home, and the rest of the time we're either playing a festival or travelling there. So we'll be crazy good. I'm just, really, really excited.
Busy times ahead then.
More of the same, please.
Yes.
And is that going to be the same later in the year as well, into the autumn and winter time?
Yeah, we've got a tour with Don Broco in September, October, which it feels so good to be able to say that out loud now. So excited for that one as well. I think that's actually it for the time being, but it will be...
Few announcements in the works along the way, maybe not, you never know.
It will be a busy year.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Unpeople from Slam Dunk Festival just last weekend. Now, if you want to check out all of these interviews alongside a load of others that we've done at Slam Dunk Festival last weekend, then head to YouTube, where you can watch all of our interviews in full on our YouTube page, The Sound Lab UK, or if you just want some little snippets, then Instagram and TikTok, we have them on there. Also, at the Sound Lab, yes. So go and check that out while we play you our final interview of the episode, and it comes from Dead Pony. They've been releasing new music, including an EP last week, and this is what they had to say. So Dead Pony, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. You are here at Slam Dunk Festival. How's your day been so far?
It's been great. This is our first time here, so it's a great wee festival. I'm really enjoying ourselves. The set earlier was fab. A lot of fun.
Good, that's great to hear. And the big news is you've been busy releasing new music, and Boom we've been playing as a single of yours.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the single first of all.
So Boom, we wrote it with 3 other songwriters when we were over in LA like a couple of years ago, and it's one of my favourite songs that we've ever released. I love it so much. It's about a kind of like fictional post-apocalyptic wasteland, but actually it's not so fictional. It's actually quite real, you know.
Yeah, nice. And that's off a new EP of yours as well, which is out now. Tell us a bit about the EP for those who've not heard it yet.
So the EP came out last week, and it's the new era of Dead Pony. It's definitely a new chapter. It's heavier, it's louder, it's just better. I'm just really loving these new tunes that we're putting out.
Good. Was that intentional to make it a bit heavier, or is it just kind of how it turned out as you were writing and recording it?
Kind of just how it turned out. I think we definitely have, over the years, have been progressively getting a bit heavier, but we took a bit of time out last year from releasing to really just work on our sound and work on new music, and Blair is the kind of resident metalhead in the band, so he was definitely keen to make it a bit heavier, which we're all enjoying. So
yeah, nice. And let's talk a bit about the writing process as well. So for you guys, how do the tracks normally start off?
Usually the tracks start off with Blair. He'll have a riff and some melodies, and then we'll go to the studio and fly on me. I have a spider.
You've got it, yeah.
Sorry, there was a spider on me. Blair will start off with the track and the melodies, and then he will we'll go into the studio, he'll flesh it out a bit, bring it to me, we'll work more on the melodies, and we'll write lyrics. So it's just me and Blair that write the music. And then occasionally I'll have an idea for a song and I'll bring it to Blair, but it's mostly Blair that comes up with the initial idea, and then I'll usually take over with the lyrics and the kind of story building around the song as well.
Nice. And how straightforward and easy do you find it to add those lyrics to music that's already been created?
I find it really easy. I feel like I'm quite I'm a natural lyricist. That's what I enjoy doing the most. I find it easier to write lyrics than I do to write melodies, and I just always consume so much media that I'm always so inspired to write music, you know.
And is it quite collaborative when it comes to kind of other people's parts? Does he ever have a say of lyrics? Do you ever have a say of melody at times?
Yeah, like there's times where I'll maybe say, should the melody do this or should the harmony do this, you know, like sometimes I'll come in with a suggestion on melodies. Occasionally I'll be struggling to like finish a rhyme and Blair will come in with lyric ideas, but yeah, it's pretty collaborative in that way.
Yeah, no, fun. And once you finish here this weekend, what's the plan next?
So we're going on tour this coming Tuesday, a headline tour of the UK to tour the new EP which just came out. And then we've got a couple other things coming up. We're playing All Points East with the 21 Pilots in August, which is going to be fun.
Nice. And once we hit the later on this year, are you hoping to still be on the road? And is there anywhere you want to play that you maybe haven't played yet?
That's a good one. I mean, I feel like we're playing a lot of places that we haven't played on this coming tour. We're doing our first ever headline in Cardiff. In fact, our first ever headline in Wales. So that's going to be fun. I would love to one day headline the Barrowlands in Glasgow. We've played it a bunch of times, like more than I can count, supporting other bands. So it'd be nice to headline that one day.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Dead Pony from Slam Dunk Festival last weekend. And that's the end of the first episode of our Slam Dunk 2026 episode. So come back tomorrow where we have more interviews from Slam Dunk Festival. And make sure you check us out on socials at The Sound Lab Yes and the website thesoundlabuk.co.uk. And we'll be back tomorrow with our second part of our Slam Dunk Festival special of interviews unedited. Goodbye.